All right, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Shaking the Damn Table. And today we are joined by Satura Dudley. You go ahead and introduce yourself, let everybody know where to follow you and everything.
Hi, my name's Satura Dudley. I'm from Hoover, Alabama. I'm an activist or local activist in our community. You can follow me at Satura16, Satura on Instagram, and just Satura Dudley on Facebook. And you can also follow my organization's account, Cell A65. So that's just Cell, Cell A65.
Dope. So yeah, we wanted to talk to you a little bit about like Cell A65 and what you've been doing. Just for people who don't know, like tell us a little bit about how that started and what you have been doing with that.
Yeah. So it started right after George Floyd was brutally murdered by those cops, and Cell A65 didn't form until a little bit after that. I kept getting arrested at the protest because the cops were targeting me, and it was just a whole mess. And after I had a warrant for my arrest for inciting a riot that never happened, they said that I shouldn't be the face of it, which is valid for a lot of different reasons other than it being really dangerous for me. I ended up not living at my house for 3 weeks because I started getting threats. White supremacists showed up at protest, and obviously the cops knew me by name. And there's videos out there of the cops using their radios to specifically target me as they were watching me and watching my Facebook lives. So we decided that we wanted to create an organization that would be the face of it instead of myself. And so I'm executive director of Cell A65. Cell A65's name came from our cells at the Hoover Police Department. Cell A6 is the women's and Cell A5 is the men's. So Cell A65. So pretty much we wanted it to be the face of the movement that's going on in Hoover, Alabama, which is mainly right now focused on justice for E.J. Bradford, who was murdered in the Galleria, which is our local mall, by David Alexander, a Hoover Police Department employee. And we've been trying to get justice for EJ since 2018, and there's been different rounds of protesters, all of us working interchangeably. So Cell A65, along with other organizations, just pushing for justice for EJ. Yeah, but that's a little bit about Cell A65. You guys can follow us on our Instagram, our Facebook, our Twitter, which is just Cell A65. And then also we have a website, cella65.org.
Dope. Yeah, so today's topic, we kind of want to talk about a little mix of like what you do with activism and everything, and then just like where we are as a country in 2021. It's even weird saying that year sometimes.
Right. Is it not 2020 anymore?
Right, it's not 2020, thank you. But yeah. So yeah, we have a new president. Finally moved out, Trump, thankfully,
Right.
with all the force that happened of him wanting to stay and all of that.
Right.
So just as a reflection kind of thing, how do you guys feel about Trump's presidency and how it impacted America / race relations in the U.S. these past 4 years?
So I think for myself, it was illuminating to see all of the races come out of the closet. I don't think he brought anything that wasn't already here. I think the rhetoric that he used really allowed people to feel safe expressing their hatred for disenfranchised groups. And it really showed other people, especially moderate whites, the problem that we have been having in America, but it just put it on the forefront of everything. And I really do feel like Joe Biden said, which I hope we get to discuss Joe Biden because like he said, it's the fight of the soul of our nation, and it really is. Mm-hmm. It's depending on who our president is affects how people view us, affects how we view ourselves, affects how we culturally are going to move forward for the next 4 years. And I think with this new presidency, it's going to take a a lot to transition from the racist bigotry idiocy that Trump was as a president. And I think he killed a lot of people because it got much worse. Yeah. And I blame him wholeheartedly for the COVID deaths. I blame him wholeheartedly for hate crimes that were happening during his administration. I think he disrupted the peace in a way that we have not seen happen since World War II. And I think the racism was already there and our people have already experienced something like this. But I think that he really put it on the forefront. And 2020 was a hell of a year to show it.
Yeah. What about you, Jasmine? Any thoughts?
No, she said it beautifully. Like, I don't know how I can come after that. But I wholeheartedly agree. Definitely, especially, it's just the racism unveiling itself because it never left. Because it's the people who were here during the 60s are still alive. Well and alive. So of course they're still here and they're still in their beliefs until their children, and so they're still in their beliefs until their children. So it's a continuous cycle. So yeah. But I also will commend the new generation confronting their racist parents and their racist grandparents. Definitely appreciate that. And I'm enjoying this unity, but like she said, it's going to take a lot for it to actually come all together.
Yeah. I want to add with that, I think with Trump's presidency, it allowed new activists or people who were never involved in politics to get involved. Personally, I was still in high school when Trump got elected, and I didn't really have a say in any of that. And I was not involved in politics at all. 2 years prior, I was a Republican. So like, I really can't. I changed a lot over these past 4 years. I'm not giving Trump any of that credit, but I am going to say that he was a motivator for sure.
Yeah.
Not saying that I wouldn't got there like without that. And not that I didn't put in the work to do this, but I think he really pushed a lot of activists in so many different parts of activism, whether that's climate change, fighting institutionalized racism, the patriarchy, like all of these different facets of activism. First of all, pushing us all together.
Yeah. And
then also just waking people up, because he definitely woke me up. And I didn't think America was as darkened and sad as I realized that day that he got elected. And it was so powerful to see people get upset. But I will say that if Hillary had won, like we'd hoped, I don't think it would have had the same effect in bringing people together and pushing people to fight. Because I know if Hillary had won, I really wouldn't have confronted anything. But I am happy that I got educated in time for this new presidency to come full circle.
Yeah, no, I agree with that because, I mean, even if you think about like this election and how many people came out to vote, like, and even for local elections, you know, throughout this past year, it's just like those numbers were different because of him. Like, if we're going to give any credit to him, it'll be, yeah, like you said, he pushed us together to care more about all those things, and just how government affects us at every level, because we like to skate over and just, you know, go to the big elections or whatever the case may be, you know, and then we forget how all these other little things are impacting the everyday decisions that lead into, you know, what our president does. So I agree with that.
I'm going to say I'm definitely guilty of that, because before I was even able to vote, I was like, oh, I'm excited. I get to vote for the president, not thinking how the smaller elections impact my everyday life or just my community, period, because it's those people. Because I sat back and I actually thought about it, because you think about like, oh, high school, everybody's running for SGA, and then they do it in college, and do grade them, and then you think it stops there, but it doesn't, because then they become local politicians, and then they go up and up in each branch, and it's like, okay, well, I need to listen to you at this level, see if you have any sense, and see if I'm going to take you all the way up to where the big dogs are. Because I have to feel like I can trust you with basically my life, with my everyday life at that.
Yeah, like you said, even on that level, to bring it to, your mayor could end up, running for governor, end up running for Senate, end up running for president. Governor,
especially. Jesus.
So yeah, having kind of track record on, this is what you did at this level, like, why would I advance you to the next level kind of thing if, you haven't been helping the people as a mayor or as a city council member.
Right.
Absolutely. But so we're going to talk about Biden. So, so recently, he already signed like 40, over 40 executive actions. A lot of them were reversing some of the things that Trump passed while he was in office and everything. But in regards to the Biden-Harris campaign, what do you guys expect / what do you want to see in the next 4 years? So 2 different things. What do you expect, and then what do you want to see? Because it may not be the
same. I was a very adamant, and I mean, I think you know this, I was very adamant about voting for Biden, and I don't take that back at all. I'm still wholeheartedly, we should have voted for Biden. But now that he's in office, we can critique him all we fucking want.
Yep.
I'm here for that. I've been waiting for him to get in office so I can be like, screw you, selfish motherfucker. I'm so excited to just shit on him. So excited. Hey, right. What? He's done some great stuff in office so far.
Yeah.
I do think that he just doesn't really have an excuse not to do everything that he needs to do, and neither do the Democrats. Holding all of them accountable, like I've never held anyone accountable in my entire life. The Senate and the House are blue. Our president is blue. So I'm really confused why there's not a stimulus check being passed.
Why there's not?
Where's the relief?
Oh no, they said that he's pushing for everybody who didn't get the first stimulus check. They're getting that one soon. So if you do,
where's the other one though? Where's the other one? Where's the other one they promised? Where's my $2,000?
Right, and then they changed it and said, "Oh, you're only gonna get $1,400 because you already got
$600."
But they put it back up to the $2,000. So it's just like, okay, great.
Yeah, but even still, this is not enough. Let's be real.
It's not.
Even $2,000 is not enough. They get $2,000 in other countries every fucking month.
Right.
Yeah.
$2,000 is nothing.
It's not enough, but it's a small stepping stone in the right direction.
Yeah.
It is too small of a stepping stone in my perspective. People are dying. People are going homeless. It's not.
People are getting kicked out of it.
And when you see people like, and Lord forgive me for even saying his fucking name, when you see people like Bernie Sanders, and when you see people, you know how I feel about Bernie Sanders.
Yes.
When you see people like Bernie Sanders, Cori Bush, AOC, and other politicians actually fighting for us, you just realize, first of all, they get elected. So there is absolutely no reason why these politicians are not radical. They have no excuse. Cori Bush went on the floor and called basically every Republican a white supremacist.
Yeah.
It was dope. And she's fighting for us. And that it's so evident. And it's sad when you see people like Pelosi. I don't know, people love Pelosi. Mm-hmm. And not doing their job. Mm-hmm. Get this done. Get this done. There's literally no excuse for these people not to give us our money, not to have COVID relief. This is ridiculous. I'm tired of waiting. I'm about to go protest at the White House. My expectation for Joe, he's got a lot. he has a lot to undo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm giving him that credit, of course. And I think he's done a great job in doing so. And I think a lot of us are going back to a very apathetic point of view now that he's in office.
Yeah.
Because racism's gone. It's just like when Obama was elected, racism left.
Right.
It don't exist no more. Nobody else is gonna get killed. When white supremacists were threatening our lives, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Like,
yeah,
it's not going anywhere. And I think that Joseph needs to step it up and say something about it. I think one of the biggest downfalls of politicians right now is not actually speaking out on these public ideas that are going around, these false ideas going around. I am extremely hopeful, and I think these are going to be a much better 4 years than before. I think he's going to fight for our people to the best of his ability. Is that enough? No, never is, never will be. People are dying. And I'm not going to cut anybody slack because, once again, people are dying. Especially when you see radical people actually making a difference and then not wanting to do anything. So I guess my expectations for him when he came into office was COVID relief, first and foremost, because this impeachment is not as important as COVID relief. Because people are dying. Yeah. Don't give Trump another fucking platform. I hope he gets impeached, but like,
yeah,
we need the fucking money. And then not just in like a selfish way of like,
right. But no, like
money. But like also like people are getting evicted.
Yeah.
And then I guess we haven't really talked about Kamala. I had very strong opinions about her as well. In a positive way. I defended her platform a lot, and I stand by that. I do think that she was a DA, so and I mean in both ways, in both terminologies, a dumbass and an actual DA.
Yeah.
I think she cost a lot of people their lives. I think she did a lot of great stuff while she was there. Behind closed doors, I think she did a lot of great stuff. But I think also there is nothing wrong with holding our politicians accountable while also being able to celebrate the fact that we now have our first Black woman VP. When she makes a mistake as vice president, you will hear me go off the rail. But until then, I'm just here. And I understand that she's done some stuff in the past, and that's not something people should look over at all. But I just know, had it been a white politician, it wouldn't have even been like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to treat her like a white dude.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, that is what America needs right now. And I know people hate me saying that. But I'm just going to let us ride out this little bit of hope that we have right now, that little hope wave of breaking the glass ceiling.
Yeah.
We
need it.
But I think they're going to be higher than before. This next 4 years is going to be better, for sure.
I agree. Yeah, definitely better than what it would be if Trump were to have gotten another term.
No, we wouldn't even be here.
Right. But yeah, I feel like they're both kind of riding on a campaign of a lot of old favors. So a lot of the things that we wouldn't really expect may actually become, like, we wouldn't really expect to happen, that what we would want to happen may actually happen just because of the fact that, like, basically everybody who was going against Trump was like, I'm going to be better than Trump. We're going to do all this stuff versus, what he's been doing and, create this equality type of situation. So I feel like a lot of things because of that, regardless of what they may have individually wanted to do as politicians, they can't do based off of just trying to keep, that.
They can.
I mean, they can. And I'm not saying they're going to do everything, but I'm saying, like, as far as some things that without Trump, if they were just going into office or whatever, they probably would not do themselves.
Oh, absolutely. I think he was so radical that he allowed the left to become even more radical.
Right.
It became more acceptable because it was a time of complete desperation of, guys, if we don't make this, like, y'all better, Gen Z ain't ready for war. Like, we talk about it, but like, we're literally, it's the shooting me for me. Have you seen those? Like, we're not ready.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
What about you, Jasmine? What do you feel like?
So for me, of course, I expect them to do everything that they say they're going to do. And of course, I want them to do everything they say they're going to do. But in all reality, I know it's not going to happen. So it's like one of those situations, like, you don't want to get your hopes up. And like she said, just ride the wave of hope. Mm-hmm. So I'm just doing that until it flattens, and then go from there, and then find somebody else that's better, that's actually going to actually help us and give us what we need.
Yeah.
So a quick thing on Trump. What do y'all feel about, do y'all think he's going to get impeached and, like, actually convicted, not able to run again?
No.
What do y'all think?
He's not going to be impeached at all. 0%. Yeah. Had they done it right after everything had happened at the Capitol, he would have been. I think they're dumb to even go through with the impeachment at this point. Do I want him to run again? Absolutely not. But are they giving him a platform? Yeah, they are. Then I don't know about you guys, but I hadn't heard stuff about Trump till Trump impeachment. Like, I hadn't heard nothing about him.
Yeah.
I was like, who? Oh, he was president, wasn't he? Well, I'll be like, there's no reason to give him another platform. He's not going to get impeached. They're just petty, and they're doing it for that. And I get it. It was a life-threatening situation for them. Get on local citizens level.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not going to get impeached. They shouldn't be doing the impeachment before they do a code bill. And they're acting like they have to do it first because he's not going to get impeached if we do it at a later time. He's not going to get impeached now.
Yeah.
The Democratic Party can't even, like, get on the same side. You think Republicans? Oh, okay, good job. What do they need? 46 votes? They need 46 votes? No way in hell. Nobody's gonna. Did you hear that they're splitting off into two parties, or there's talk of them splitting off into two parties? Yeah. Republicans and then the Trump party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The MAGA party is what it's called.
Are you serious?
I'd be surprised.
So the racist against the mild racist against the Democrats, who are also kind of mild racist.
Right.
We just need a socialist party, and I'm okay.
Honestly, we just need a radical party.
Well, that's what I was saying about, like, the Democratic Party is that, like, I'm gonna go in there and mess it up. Like the goal is to, like, change because our two-party system sucks, but we have been able to change the parties before, and I think we can do it again. I think we've started to with people like Bernie Sanders, AOC, Cory Bush, John Ossoff, Reverend Warnock. I think we can definitely change it and continue to vote more people like us that look like us into office. And I'm excited to see the Democratic Party continue to change, become the radical, beautiful party that I want it to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because even like Elizabeth Warren, she was like, I knew they weren't going to vote for her because I was like, no, she's speaking too radical, too socialist. It's too about everybody, and they're not about that.
I didn't even follow her. I was a Bernie person.
Oh, no, I loved Elizabeth. I was like, please, if we're going to find a white lady, get her.
Get that fucking white lady. I kind of got a vendetta, so I'm like,
Yeah.
Nah, I was feeling the burden hard.
I was the first time, but I was like, nah, I know y'all not going to do it again. So it's like, why are we even playing with this man?
That right now, it's like, Bernie should have won.
They were not trying to vote for him, though.
She won vice president. I was like, I don't really have a problem with Bernie Sanders. I met him. He's a nice dude. Whatever. Who cares? I like his policies. I like what he's standing for. His supporters, some of them, I mean, they're a little Trump culty.
Yeah.
A little Trump culty.
They do a lot.
Like, is Big Hum on your timeline that, like, you can't celebrate Kamala? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I'm so excited. Hell yeah, Black president. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
He make me so mad. I could go off all day. And you know that.
Jazz, do you think Trump's going to be impeached? I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't think so, but we'll see.
I'm on the fence. I'm on the like, we'll see. Because, of course, I wanted him to be impeached because, of course, I don't want him to run again because I don't want to go through another 4 years of what we've been through. And like Satura said, more people dying. It's baffling. Yeah. Just to imagine something like that and going through all that again, like it's already traumatizing now that it already happened. Then another 4 years, it ain't in me.
I'm leaving. I will straight up leave this time. Like, I was too young before,
but this time,
right? Handle U.S. politics as it is. Oh, I will leave. Y'all never said I am cutting off ties with Americans. That's what I'll do.
Hey, I don't.
If you get elected again, I'm done with y'all.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But I feel like on your point, Satura, I think that if he gets impeached or not, it's going to be a show either way, and there's no reason for either decision.
And I don't care.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't care him.
Just tell me what happened.
Yeah. The moment he left office, when he got that helicopter, I was like, who?
Right. I never want to hear that name again.
Right. He just go back into the hole he came
about him no more. I started throwing away things like my anti-Trump stuff. I started throwing that shit away. I don't need that no more. It don't mean shit to me.
Right.
Nope. Not about it.
All right. So one last question. This is for you, Satura. So what are your plans when it comes to protesting this year versus like last year? And is anything changing in your planning now that Biden is in office?
Yeah, I think it's obviously we won't have any more Trump protests. In regards to like him actually being involved in politics, we don't really care about anymore.
Right.
But protesting wise, no, nothing's really going to change because nothing really has changed. We just have a different president. Black people are still dying. We've still been brutalized and have our charges. The first time we met, we were in jail, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
For protesting. Just make that clear, not for anything else.
Right. Make that clear.
No, I don't think anything's going to change because justice has not been brought to Black people until we get reparations, until we get justice for EJ, until we have equality and equity. Absolutely not. I'm not stopping. We still have a white man as a president. That means nothing to me.
Hey,
that's true.
This world looks like Wakanda.
Right.
We'll be out there.
Right.
Man, like. And even then, when it looks like Wakanda, I'm gonna need it to look a lot darker and a lot more feminine and a lot more gayer. Like, I need it all. Like, this was cool. Obama was cool. I liked him for a while. He didn't do his best job.
Yeah.
I think he broke some boundaries. He wasn't radical at all. And I'm still a valid. I love Obama. I think he's hilarious. But it doesn't just take one Black man to solve racism, which is what people didn't understand with MLK, which is what people don't understand with Obama. I mean, it doesn't solve. One Black man does not solve racism.
Yeah.
So I have a question, Satura. So what's next on the agenda? Do you have any protests lined up right now? Do you have any events?
We listen. So we have a few protests, good trouble stuff coming up. I can't really say on here. On February 27th, though, I think it's at maybe 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. One of them. You can find it on our Facebook page, but there's an event called Making History, Our History. And it's a Black History Month event. And it's basically all of the local activists, or most of them, getting together, having a panel discussion, sort of like this, and just really talking about the struggles of being an activist and how we're making history in Alabama and how we're making history as Black activists, because we are a part of history, and we are definitely in the makings of something huge. So it's really getting people's perspectives, and also for young activists to see other people doing the work and what that feels like, and the dangers and the threats, and to tell our stories and the seriousness of what we've all gone through.
I love that.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Definitely. It was an honor. I didn't even know you guys went to jail together. I knew Amina was in there, but I didn't know you were in there. That's how you met.
Yes.
How many charges do I have now?
We got so many cellmates.
Got a whole record. Oh my goodness.
I mean, they seriously see me as a credible threat. So I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with me.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
You guys make a podcast about me, like, if I'm still in jail in like 2 years, okay?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of course.
We'll have free.
This is where it all started.
No, trust me, it's not.
I'll be like, we're gonna have
midway through.
Put it in your commissary.
Yeah, put money on the books.
Put money on your books.
Put money on the books. Oh no. I'm gonna start a riot in jail. Like, I will start a revolution in jail. Me, like, on top of the table, have, like, this serious speech.
They don't want to have you in jail for a long time.
They really don't. I will, like, they don't understand. They really don't. There's a reason that I'm... Anyways.
Right.
She's like, I said too much. Okay. Exactly. Pull back some.
Right. But yes, thank you again, girl. Yeah, everybody make sure y'all follow Satura on all her pages and Cell A65, and hopefully she'll come back another day and record with us again.
Hell yeah.
Yes.